Good morning.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Side Note this week. Back to normal scheduling, back to more news and platform gossip, as we always do. Just remember, socials are there in the chat. If you haven't... Oh, shit, I'm going to turn that off. Whoops. Never mind. Ladies here.
What
Socials
is
are in the chat.
professionalism?
Well, it's because I'm using the same bot.
Mm.
And I
Anyway.
can't turn it actually off, I don't think.
Hey, at least
Like
it wasn't
that.
me this time.
True.
Hey, it's only a shout out. Don't worry about it.
Hey, at least I remember to
Anyway.
mute the tab this time.
Yeah. Hey, we're
Yeah, that's worse than an in-chat command. Come on.
we're constantly improving over here. That's what's going on.
We're getting better slowly.
There's a guy with like the blur camera going. Like
Hey,
the only one out of the three of us with a blurred camera.
my camera likes to do this. Let me fix it.
I think you need to clean it.
Unbelievable.
Anyway.
Anyway, as always, guys, if you don't want your messages to show up in the YouTube videos, please refrain from typing them, as this is recorded and thrown up on YouTube.
There we go.
With that all being said, wow, do we have some news this week?
There we go.
Do we or what? So, man, it's been a while since we've had some platform news, mainly in regards to Twitch. And boy, has some shit happened over on Twitch. We'll get to the hot, juicy stuff shortly. But we'll kick it off with a Twitch streamer, Miss Kenna, has claimed that one of her donors is currently threatening a legal action, among other things, because she doesn't feel romantic feelings towards her donor. Deeply concerned, she posted to Twitter, he was always an insane gifter and donator. Well, now I see he is just literally insane. Kenna went on to claim that she received tons of donations from the viewer before he eventually informed her that he wanted to be in a relationship. Kenna, who is married with kids, immediately informed the viewer that she simply didn't feel the same way. He responded by immediately attempting to revoke all of his PayPal and Twitch donations. Kenna stated, that pushed me thousands into the negative. I have been fighting with them, and today I received word that his bank decided in his favor. Now I have to pay all that back. The viewer is also reportedly threatening to sue Kenna for romance fraud and has allegedly made threats to dox her and her family. Crazy much?
Yeah.
Like I know these people.
That guy sounds like he needs medication. I'm sorry, but he needs medication.
You are not entitled to anything when you donate to a streamer.
But yeah, that's it. But like, this is the problem, and like this is the thing that I've seen, especially on Twitch, with female streamers, that they donate to them in hopes that something will form there, and send them DMs, and you just start talking to them like inappropriately to try and encourage that sort of relationship along.
It's those parasocial relationships that are just like.
I guess the bigger issue, though, and this isn't just a platform base. I mean, this potentially could happen on any one of the dozen platforms.
Oh yeah,
for streaming like this,
and it probably does.
I mean, it probably does, and I mean, it's the thing that we've got to be careful of is, somehow there's got to be a loophole that a platform / PayPal or whatever puts in that says no over a certain period. So if it's outside of 24 hours, too bad, buddy. Suck it up,
Yeah.
It doesn't say in the stream title or anywhere on the streamer's thing that, hey, come donate to me and we can have a relationship. It's like, no, you're an idiot. Like, you gotta, and that's a one thing that.
But you see it all the time. You see it in streams like, Amaranth, for example. There's thousands of people, and there's usually just all these guys just drooling over it for whatever God knows reason, and just sort of just handing money over, just trying to get their name out there. It's sheer lunacy at this stage. Just
Yeah,
just don't.
yeah. And it's going to be a bigger problem for multiple platforms, though.
Yeah, but it happens everywhere. You have these people who are just completely infatuated with the content creator and will do absolutely anything that they can to get noticed.
So here's the other thing, though. Now that she's put this out there and made her name public, what's stopping the whole, it was a, like it was just a publicity stunt, or it was, because, I mean, if we look back over what like FaZe Clan members have done in the past, and they've done some pretty shonky shit. I mean, how much do we take off of it?
I mean,
because I guess in some ways it kind of throws a bit of shadow over a lot of stuff, like for a lot of streaming, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, but the fact that PayPal has accepted this retraction of donations going back God knows how long seems odd in itself, because that goes against what PayPal does.
Yeah,
that's right.
Even PayPal states, like, within a certain time frame after that, tough shit, that money's not yours anymore. You willingly gave that money away.
I just hope this doesn't open this can of worms, because there's more than just this individual person out there that participate in these type of parasocial relationships and these type of behaviors. And I really hope we don't see more of those people be like, oh, that guy got his money back, I can just get my money back.
Yeah.
And it would just be like a mess. Because, like, that's the thing is, like, when you donate to a streamer, it's a donation. You're like there to help them out, and it'd be different. Like if the streamer was like, pay me money and like, I'll write your name on my arm or something, like, and then you're paying for that service at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that's different than just like, I'm just going to give you thousands of dollars in hopes that you go on a date with me. It's just like really weird. And I don't even know like why this mentality like exists on the internet. It's just weird.
Wait, like
I don't get
streaming platforms aren't a dating site.
No.
I mean that's what these people need to get in their head. This is not like these platforms aren't dating sites. They're not here for you to fill the void in your loveless relationship life. That's not what it's there for. It's for entertainment purposes only. So
but the problem is they don't understand what entertainment is, do they?
No, because they get overly infatuated with whoever the content creator is. I mean, I'm sure that there are female donators out there that do the same thing to men. Donating large amounts of money to men in hopes that something will, eventuate from it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not just going to be a platform base, though. Like, this could now spread across, like everywhere. Somebody who's had, hundreds of donos here on Glimesh, for example, could face the same thing now. Or,
I mean, but this like, problem,
on
probably has
on Facebook. It's
like this problem probably has happened numerous times, but people haven't spoken up about it. This might be, the stir in the pot to sort of let people sort of speak their mind. It's usually what happens. one thing happens and then everyone's like, oh yeah, no, this happened to me too. But I think it's like the biggest thing here is that viewers need to respect where the line is drawn.
Yes.
You are a viewer. That's it.
But how do you enforce that? I mean, like, how does a platform enforce that? Like, there has to be some way that basically either makes it very clear on the stand from the platform or from the actual channel that, you might be a viewer of my channel, but that's all you are. And understanding what a viewer is. I mean, we're in the society now. We have to make everything dumb as we can so people get it. How do you make being a viewer dumber than just sitting there watching somebody on stream? Like how can you seriously like change that?
I mean, essentially, like when it comes to the platform, it's going to come down to the streamer. Like they're just going to be like, no, that's not our problem. That's your problem. You need to deal with that. Which is fair, because if the streamer is getting, DM'd about romantic advancements or whatnot, they need to deal with that. Be like, no, this is the line in the sand. You need to stay over there, and then probably report it to the platform if it continues. Or if
But this is part of the
it sounds like
reason.
with this situation, it sounds like the streamer was like, hold up, this is the line, like you're just a viewer. And it sounds like he just went and charged back as like revenge. Like to like, well, you're drawing the line here, well, I'm gonna get you back. And
but it's
like
more
weird.
I guess more to the point though is if you've got somebody in your channel who's constantly doing the same thing, like be it, bending the rules or doing donations or gifting a ton of subs every time they're in the channel, like surely you've got to open up and say, dude, I appreciate it, but make sure you're doing this for the right reasons and not trying to there's no secret matter behind it, you have to have something that says,
like there are people out there who genuinely just do it because they want to do it. They will happily spend hundreds of dollars on donations, on subs, and just hand that out to everyone because they just enjoy doing it.
Exactly right.
There is that percentage of people though that obviously do want to get something out of it. And
this is what I say, how do you dumb it down? Like, how can you make it more dumber for people to actually understand it? Like, I mean,
unless you like put it on your channel page and it's like very clear, like say where the donation button is or something, but even then that's going to send like a very awkward sort of message to the general public.
That's right. That's right. So it'd be like, like, for example, like, okay, putting up in the chat that she's married and this isn't going to go anywhere. So if you're going to donate off your own back. I mean, that potentially could have people just go, well, fuck it. No point me being here. She's already married. Fuck off. And then she wouldn't be where she is.
Oh, I guarantee that's
the real problem, isn't it? Like the thing is, like, so there's a lot of
go in there. Yeah. With a sub idea, like they're going in there and she's a bit alright. I might try and take her out for dinner. I'll keep putting money in, but then I guess in some ways, especially being the platform that they're on, you're seeing the dollars come in. You're like, fuck yeah, keep sending it.
Yeah,
because she's making it, not thinking 6 months down the track what's going to happen.
Yeah, because there's just this like weird thing where streamers that like hide their relationship status tend to grow bigger faster than streamers that are openly like, hey, I'm married, I have kids, I have a family, like this is my life. And it's like that weird like fucked up thing, because it's like you don't really want people crossing the line, but you also want them there anyway because they're bringing the numbers, they're bringing the donations, they're bringing all that. And so it's like it's kind of hard because like it's in like a way it feels like both parties are guilty. Because you've got the streamer that's kind of feeding off of the attention and not really like drawing that line like right away very clearly. And then you have the viewers that are like, well, she's not saying this, so maybe I could get a date or a relationship or something. And it's just like, it's this weird thing that's like back and forth on both sides. And I don't know what the answer is, but it's just like weird.
Yeah. Like I've seen that firsthand. I've seen people go into, female streams and like I've hung out in female streams, where they're genuine people. Like they're not like fully dressed up. They're not like flaunting it all or whatever. They're genuine.
They're in their old fucking sweatpants and shit.
Yeah, down to earth people, and they're just really great at what they do. And there's people coming in like trying to chat them up in chat and they'll say, oh, I've got a boyfriend, or I'm married, I've got kids, and they're just like, oh, fuck this, I'm out, and they'll just leave. It's like, what are you doing?
So would there? So I mean, it's probably only a band-aid fix, but I mean, would there be something that platforms potentially could like lock out on their subs and donation button to say you have to be on the, maybe allow the streamer to put in a time frame. So if they say, look, you've got to be a viewer for, I don't know, 50 hours before you can donate or sub to the channel.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Do you know? Like, would that
Mhm.
potentially lock out some of that bullshit and maybe try and squeeze it down to a more narrow margin?
I mean, I feel like that would hurt events like on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like people that are like doing like special like subathons or things like that bring people in that aren't normally in the channel but are there for that event. And because they're not longtime viewers of the channel for the duration of that event, they're not able to then participate in that event.
I guess for something like a subathon, though, you could turn it off and say you've got to be, you've got to be in the chat for like 10 minutes.
Right.
But you'd have to be able to flex with it, and the stream would have to. If it's just a normal stream, like say now, we'd say we don't want to take the risk, so we're going to lock it out to say you've got to be on the stream for 60 hours before you can do any supporting of the channel. But if it's a subathon specifically, and you've already got things in place, you kind of limit the restriction, but you still have a restriction there, so that people come in and they go, "Oh, I should have got to wait, 8 more minutes."
Yeah,
it kind of lures them. It kind of keeps them there, because then they want to do it. They're seeing someone else drop 200, 300, 150, 10, 20, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I've got to get in there." So it kind of breeds that safety net, I guess, in some ways, without being too much. I mean, we're not talking she was doing a subathon. We're talking just a general stream.
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So
streams.
surely there'd be streams plural, but surely there's going to be a way to lock it down so that she doesn't, or anyone for that matter on any platform, doesn't get that same situation.
I was thinking, maybe that's probably an unfair thing for the person who is subbing, having to wait a certain time period. But I'm like, wait, they're obviously subbing because they want to be here long term. Just waiting, being around for say 30 minutes and chatting away. You can still probably donate. I mean, there's no harm in like popping in for 5 seconds and donating some cash.
Wouldn't the easier solution just be to have a little checkbox when you sub or donate that says like, I agree to this charge, and then that's it. It's rock solid. You've agreed to the payment.
No,
you can't charge back.
That was tried on Mixer, and Twitch also had that pretty early on, and they ended up going away from that, and it was up to the streamers to put in their own disclosure that any and all donations and stuff were final.
Yeah.
But the problem is they still can't, the platform still can't enforce that, and the streamer can't enforce it unless they've got a legal team. And that's a whole other.
Yeah, I remember on player.me, which I still use now. Any donation, you could actually tick a box in there. So any donations that went through were secured. Like you could tick that box. Like if a donation went through, that was it. It was locked in. But the viewer got warned of that prior to actually donating.
Yeah, but I know player.me had some issues with donations being charged back as well. Even with that box tick, they still couldn't legally enforce it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And that's the problem, is it's not enforceable because you're not paying for a service. It's not like Netflix, for example. You're not paying for that subscription and then they've cut you off the next day, but you've already got the charge there.
Yeah.
Right. What in a way what streaming and stuff is it's very hard to blend that line of saying, okay, you paid for that, which means in turn they're paying for a service. Now, if like, for example, if I do a stream tomorrow on Twitch and someone subs me and then I come back here for the next 30 days, they're paying for a service that I'm not providing. So in theory, the platforms kind of say, hey, that's on you, mate. If you get charged back on that, that's too bad. And that's kind of where the big gray area, and it's a big gray area for streaming, has formed over the years because, like we see, we have these situations where somebody gets it in their head that, you know, oh, this person's special and I want to be with them. I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to get shut down, and then I'm just going to charge it all back because, you know, it's false advertising. And that's a problem that we face within the streaming industry. It's not platform related. It's just in general.
Yeah.
There's plenty of horror stories out there from D Live and even Facebook Gaming, which is not that old. I mean, there's plenty of horror stories out there.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, how do you solve something like that? Like realistically,
I mean, yeah, it's really a hard thing. But I mean, like anything that you do now is only a Band-Aid fix. It's only a piece of sticky tape over the top just to try and stem the bleeding. It's not going to stop it entirely without a major shakeup.
But a big shakeup is from Twitch itself. They made headlines this week by stating that they might be changing the partnership payments. Some changes on Twitch's monetization structure could be implemented as soon as this summer, aka June, somewhere around now.
Yeah, June. Yeah, so like a month and a half away.
Yeah. Twitch is apparently considering making the revenue cut 50% from the former 70%. And just to reiterate, they don't get 70%. It's actually much less than that. Because
so now we know that the
whatnot.
partners are only getting 70% and we're making 60 on Glimesh. Just saying. Poke.
It sounds like they're basically taking to the partners and being like, you're going to get the same cut as everybody. You're no longer special.
Well, that's it. Like, don't the affiliates get close to 50%
50.
or something?
Yeah, they get 50.
Yeah, it's a 50% split, except so we pay the fees as an affiliate.
Oh, so okay. So wow.
So Twitch takes
so
their
you
full
don't really
50%.
Get that much.
So I think it worked out off one sub. I think I got like $2.19 or something.
Oh, you get sweet FA, yeah.
It's next to negligible.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't. So if that goes into effect, right? So this option, what's the point in getting partnership?
There isn't.
Yeah.
Apart from
there is no point. Unless you're a big name like Ninja or Shroud or whatever, to be able to say, hey, I want 65%, you know, you bastards are ripping me off. There's really no point. Unless you're a big name, there's really no point to partnership.
At that stage, you've got a big time contract and you've got sponsors and all that sort of
exactly
jazz. So,
right.
I mean,
you know,
and
you don't care about
doesn't matter at that stage.
You don't care about the Twitch cut. Exactly. You're making 10 grand off a company, so what do you care?
So, but I just find that interesting. So, like, how would they make partnership enticing if it's the same cut as affiliate? And would they have the same sort of bars to reach as they do now?
Well, the partnership bars have been moved. Last time I checked, they've all been moved out a little bit, but it seems, let me just pull that screen up a minute. It seems more attainable now than it was before. If I go to partner now, so currently, like, I'm an affiliate over on Twitch. Still haven't got my final payment yet. But as it is, stream for 25 hours in 30 days. Stream on 12 different days and average 75 viewers. That's it.
So, I mean, that's
all you need in 30 days.
That's all easily
that's not hard shit.
Apart from the 75. Is that 75 concurrent?
So concurrent viewership excluding host, raids, and embeds.
So that's solid 75 concurrent viewers.
So that's 75 generic viewers.
That's a hard number to reach, though.
That's the only block in that system. I mean, 12 days of streaming, nothing. 25 hours, please.
Yeah.
You can't do 12 over 25. I mean, that's like 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you're still going to blow off 60 hours in a month anyway. You just got to have 75 viewers. So that's the hard part. And what things up more is the hosts and raids don't count. So if you get 15 people coming on a raid, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You could be hosted by 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. They don't count.
No.
So
Which to me is kind of wrong because that's defeating the purpose of supporting a channel.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you get raided, at what time does that raid cease to be noted as a raid? Like, if you have the majority of those people, right? Let's say you get raided by 50 people, right?
Yep.
And let's say 30 of those stay about. At what point do those viewers actually mark as viewers?
Because they came in on a raid, they probably don't.
Probably not until they refresh their page or something where they're actually there and brought in with the raid.
So I'm guessing if the raid channel, so from my understanding, the way it works is when you raid off Twitch, your channel subsequently bounces to their channel.
Yeah.
So if they stay, so like for example, so they're on your channel speed, you come and raid me with 100 people. If they stay on your channel and they don't go to my channel specifically, I don't get the viewership. You keep that viewership.
So they would have to then go to your channel to then.
So what would have to happen is, in theory, you would have to run the old school raid like we do here, promote the channel in your chat and say, let's all go over there so that everyone opens that channel.
Yeah.
So the whole thing of having hosts and raids on Twitch practically becomes negligible again because you start hurting the next streamer.
Yeah.
That's the way it looks, and that's the way it plays out. Is it's going to be negligible, and 75 viewers is going to be heartache and just tear your asshole out trying to get there because you're not going to get it.
So if they're getting rid of the subcut incentive to be partnered on Twitch, what other reason is there to get partner on Twitch versus the affiliate?
There isn't.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
Let me show you. Let me show you what there
something.
is. It's this. Big head syndrome.
The ego.
It is. It's big. It is. It's an ego boost. I'm a Twitch partner. Look at me. I deserve more. No, you fucking don't. You're just a fucking streamer. Like, get over it.
If they go in the revenue cut scenario, there has to be something there to entice you to be a partner. There has to be.
Yeah.
It's obviously not going to be money because obviously Twitch wants that back. So...
Well, why else would they be taking another 20% off partners? I mean, these partners, you're talking like a subcut. You think about, okay, let's take 100 subs, for example, and you're making 20% off those subs on top of your already 30%. You know, you're basically taking 50% of those subs off the streamer. So at 100 subs, you're only getting paid for 50. Yeah. I mean, that's heart-wrenching. Like that tears your guts out. Like you can't really have that.
I think.
You know?
Well, that's the other problem. You got all the people who have like thousands of people who are subbing. You know, who instantly go from 70% to 50%. You know, over a large span of people, that's a lot of money that suddenly now you don't get. So now that's probably going to drive more of a I need more people to sub to me.
And when we get further down this article, you'll see what the incentive for the partners will be. It's pretty much the next point in that article.
Yeah. But that's, to me, that's concerning if that's the route they went on. Like, a lot of people would be losing a lot of money, and they would be pushing more for... It's the number game enhanced because people need to support their livelihoods.
This screams Twitch is clinging to a life raft, and it's a little 2x2 plank of fucking wood because this is a balls out effort to try and make money. I mean, Amazon's already said that they've got to start doing something.
Yeah.
Like, I know Amazon own them, but Twitch is still a separate company.
I mean,
And Amazon isn't going to keep feeding Twitch money if it's going to keep losing like 300 million in a year. Like it hurts too much.
To me, this sounds like the same type of strategies that I've seen Activision in play in the first, which is short-term profits. Now we're not going to worry about the long-term game. Like
They're in trouble.
When you see record profits, but then the viewer base drops, it's like, is it worth it? But they're like, yeah, because we're making money, even though users are flocking.
But this spells big trouble for Twitch. If this goes through, this spells big trouble because they're going to alienate a lot of people. You're going to start seeing places smaller, like Trovo, Glimesh, YouTube, Facebook, all those ones who aren't quite as big. People are just going to start spreading out, just going, well, fuck it, I'm going to go to wherever. And now you've got less of a fucking revenue because you've already pushed those people out the door. It's going to be harder to pull them back in because everyone's going to be shitty with it. They're going to be like, no, I don't want to borrow that. You screwed me. Get stuffed. And, that's...
I mean, it's already happening.
I mean, that's going to hurt the bottom line. I mean, it is, People are walking out and people are seeing this and be like, no, not happy with it.
Yeah. So one of the other options was to create multiple tiers and set criteria on how to qualify for each one. So... essentially,
there's your push.
I mean, you've already got tiers. You've got affiliate partnership, but I'm going to guess that there's going to be multiple tiers.
From what I'm hearing, it'll be partner and then partner 1, partner 2, partner 3 sort of thing, and you'll have to get. So Yakes applies for partnership today. You've been a partner for 2 years. You'll already have certain features, so you'll be like a partner tier 3. Where Yakes will be just a basic partner, and you have to climb. Then there'll be another thing for him to chase to get to partner tier 1, and then partner tier 2, and then partner. It's going to be moving the bar all the time.
I love gate
to make it out of reach.
Yay!
It's
ridiculous.
Twitch, it's just a big numbers game, and it's just a push for more numbers. That's all this is.
It's not even a numbers game at this point. It's a revenue game for them right now.
Yeah.
Well, for them,
because
it's revenue.
Losing money.
Yes, for them it's revenue. For everyone else, it's numbers. Like they have to do the numbers to get to where they want to go, and then that bar just
this is the problem.
Further and further.
You've got all those little sheep following the leader, going, "Ooh, Twitch! I love you, Twitch! Oh, Twitch, marry me!"
Yeah. I know. Until
they realize they're getting screwed, and then they're, getting all the, they're that person doing all the chargebacks. It's like, it's.
I wonder if this is
ridiculous.
I wonder if this is the case because I know, people were complaining about the Twitch cut of profits. So, a lot of streamers were pushing third-party donation areas, like donation links and coffee and things like that, to get the money because then now it's not going to Twitch. And basically not pushing subs as much as pushing donations. And I wonder if Twitch is now seeing that effect because they didn't make the changes to help incentivize subscriptions. So now they're like, well, you guys aren't paying for subs anyway, so we're just going to cut it and take more of that.
I think if we think back to, I want to say it was week 6 when we started the show.
Yeah.
We said there'd be something radical coming out of Twitch in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Because they are losing money. They're bleeding it. They have to put Band-Aids on. They're in big trouble. No question about it. You don't lose $300 million just and go, that's all right. We'll make that back.
Yeah. Yeah, and dropping the sub cuts by 20% for the partners is a big old Band-Aid to...
That's shit, we can make 20% here because these guys are making 1,000 subs a week. We can make this,
Yeah.
And they're trying to pull that back. So I don't know. I think Twitch is very sore at the moment.
Yeah,
they're hurting. Yeah, and probably the biggest thing that may come out of this is Twitch may offer to release partners from exclusivity restrictions, allowing them to stream on other platforms like YouTube or Facebook. That's big.
Wasn't there something about ad revenue in that article as well?
I may have skimmed over it. I'm sorry.
I swear there was.
If you find it, by all means.
That
to me, that concerns me because that's like their big ticket item. It's like if you stream on Twitch, you exclusively stream on Twitch. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it sort of
you're right.
holds the base there. But if you're like, oh, you know, you can sort of stream wherever you feel like it. You're basically opening up the door and just letting everyone walk on out.
Yeah.
The problem being is, I think they've realized that is pretty much like way back in the 1800s. You know, they have to now do it because there's people are doing it anyway, and they can't enforce it.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
they're at a point now where they're just going, well, we can't enforce it. We're kind of stuck in this situation that we're in anyway. You know, we may as well just release it, let people do what they want, because that's the way we'll try and keep them on side.
Yeah.
With doing what they want to do. I can't even find that article now.
it's like Twitch HQ is on fire, and they're like, please follow the lighted exit signs to the closest exit.
No, they're that mean. Yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah.
It's all on fire. Yeah.
But I was reading in that article that they may take the ad revenue for partners up. So rather than getting like 0.003 cents or like 0.003 of a cent, that it'll go up to like anywhere between $3.50 and $100. Depends on, you know, the amount of ads and viewers and stuff. So in a way, what they want is the ads to advertise on the platform so they can make money off the ads. Plus, they want the streamers to push the ads so they can make more money off the streamers, because the people are subbing to the channel, so they can get the streamer can get money from the ads, but then they can, you know, it's just a big constant.
Yeah, I actually do remember seeing
and
that.
Flow. You know.
Yeah, there was going to be more incentivization for streamers to push ads more often.
Yeah, that's right. So you're going to lose your sub cut. So you're going to have to push ads even more.
But
and there's already a big call on people saying, "Oh, but ads are ruining the stream."
And that's just going to make it worse on the viewer.
This is what I stated ages ago. Like, regardless of what happens, Twitch have to make money one way or another. If they cut money from somewhere, they've got to push it in somewhere else. You know, if streamers don't run ads voluntarily, they will force ads.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. I should just run Streamlabs Studio on my Twitch stuff and just run ads 24/7. I'll just make a ton of money off the fucking ads. I mean, just put it as like a commercial. No stream, just commercials, or no stream, just ads. Just let ads run 24/7, because I mean that's going to be the push. We're going to take your sub cut, but you got to push ads now if you want to make money. And like most partners hate ads because it hurts them anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't like ads. I very much dislike ads, just like a lot of other people out there. But I understand that ads make money, so I understand that there's revenue there. That is that cash flow that they need.
But there's a way to do ads without it being invasive.
Yes.
Which haven't figured that out yet.
I think they were. There was talk about, we did cover it at one stage, where essentially the stream video would shrink and a banner would appear under the stream. Essentially, that would be an ad.
But it's still invasive.
Yeah, it's invasive, but it's not blocking the stream. So, like, the ad's playing, you know, ad finishes playing, it buggers off, stream goes back to normal. I mean,
why not just have a box that just flashes up, say, for example, like over above you right now, underneath the viewers in the follow area? Why not just have like another display that pops up every 30 seconds to a minute? It just plays an ad, then it disappears. Then it plays an ad, it disappears. It plays an ad, and disappears. Like you would, like here at the moment, if we want to do a co-stream, we've got to have a display capture, pull up your stream, blah, 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 have it up in that corner. Why not do the same thing with an ad? Just pop it up there. You know, streamers can select, you know, I want to run an ad every minute, every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 30 seconds, every 15 seconds, whatever they want.
Ads like that are less like profitable than full screen video ads.
Yes.
And that's what it comes down to.
There was a website that did actually utilize that method. So essentially, it worked as an overlay on your stream. So you had three options. You had like this tiny little window somewhere, and you'd get like bugger all revenue from it. And then you'd have like a bigger window, and get a little bit more money.
But the thing is,
and then the final one
even with
was
Twitch
literally half of your screen would turn into an ad. Like, yeah.
The thing being, though, is you make bugger all off the ad anyway. Even at full screen, it's 0.003.
Oh, unless you've got thousands of people watching you, yeah.
Yeah, it is negligible. So they're taking over a whole screen to give you nothing anyway. And if you're talking a small streamer, you're talking someone who's under, say, 500 follows. That's completely negligible. Like, they're not even going to look at that revenue and go, "Oh, look, I made half a cent. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm succeeding." It's a waste of effort. It's a waste of time. Like, I get it for the bigger streamers. Like, you could pull a lot from that, but to enforce that across the platform, I think it's just ridiculous. Like, to have that there.
Yeah. I mean, if they offered like, if you get 1 cent per second of ad on your stream, people be playing ads nonstop.
Fucking I they would. And and that's where you would run that in picture thing, and you just have it up here that just plays. It might take up that entire space, but that's where they'd run it. And people would run those ads religiously. I can tell you now, they would run it religiously.
Anyway, updates to the partnership program obviously aren't finalized and could be abandoned. I very much doubt they're going to be abandoned. There's going to be a change coming, regardless.
Something drastic's happening.
Whatever the change is, it's going to make Twitch more money and hurt the streamer.
Absolutely, it's going to. Whatever it is, it's going to rock the foundations, and people are going to crack the shits, and they're going to be like, "I'm done. I've had enough of this crap. I need out." And then you're going to have all those other people who are like, "Yeah, Twitch."
Don't be surprised if
can I sleep with you more?
If influxes on things like Facebook and YouTube and DLive and Here and Trovo and all those start to rise, because people will just people are not going to stay.
No.
Yeah.
They can't afford to stay. That's the problem.
No. Yeah.
A change that is definitely happening on Twitch, though, is the friends section. It will be given the flick as of May 16th on mobile and May 25th on the website. Twitch has stated, by deprecating this feature, we are able to further focus on building connections among communities while streamers are live. God, I just want to throw up just by reading that. What a load of bollocks that is. They are not going to go out into the community and interact with everyone more because the friends feature has buggered off. Fuck off.
No, there's basically the way I read that article was the fact that, like in stream now, we've got, Glimesh streamer support, we got Kaza, we got Lady, we got Obtain Light in there, like people are building relationships more there than just clicking on their name and going, "I want to be friends." I mean, like, and you're going to not see friends who are online.
Well,
so you're going to open Twitch and there's going to be nothing. I never really use it either, but it's always handy to have it there.
I think the reason they're doing this is because they want to push it. So, like, when you go to the Twitch front page, instead of seeing the friends and the people you follow, they're going to be like, look at the recommended streamers, and it's going to be all of the top, most popular streams on the platform at the time to incentivize you to go there versus the smaller streamers that you actually want to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, you see, the friends thing was more just about a list that just showed you who was online. It wasn't whether they were streaming or not. It's just they were on Twitch. And it would just show you who they were watching. Like, for example, like you load up, I know, you go into Steam and it says, Yakes is playing iRacing Simulator. You're like, oh, sweet. I might jump on there and go and have a game with him,
Yeah.
Or in Speed's case, he's on Steam and he's playing, Turbo Golf Race. That's all it was. Is it just gave you that opportunity to see who was doing what.
Mm.
And I think by taking that away, I mean, even if you didn't use it, by just simply Twitch saying, we don't care, it's gone, it's just another ploy to, like you say, to push those bigger content creators and get people in there, because the more you're in there, the more you make them money, the more Twitch makes money.
Well, and what that's going to do is that's going to push those communities that have friends that like constantly look and say, oh, hey, this person's online, let's go play Call of Duty. Like, that's going to push them more towards third-party community programs like Discord and Guilded and things like that. That's where I could see my friends and what they're doing. Instead of interacting within the platform, they're going to go elsewhere and coordinate from there.
Which is going to pull viewership out of the platform.
Yes.
I really don't think Twitch stops and thinks, hang on, if we implement this, how is the impact going to work? Like, I mean, we can see it, like, and it's not because we're not on Twitch or whatever, but, you know, we can see it. You take friends away from where they can see who's doing what. Now, where are they going to find it? What are they going to do? They've got to search their friends. Oh, he's not streaming today. Shit, where am I going to find what he's doing? Oh, I've got to go to Discord. I've got to go to Guilded. I've got to go to Facebook. I've got to go to Instagram. I've got to go to Twitter. You know, you start pushing people in a different direction. Sooner enough, they just get comfortable with going straight to Twitter and they don't even look at Twitch anymore. And it's just like, what are you doing?
See,
like, you want to try and push people in there.
The problem is Twitch does things, but they only think about their pocketbooks.
That's it's treating a lot of negative zeros.
Will this push people away? Yes. Will it make me more money? Let's do it.
But I don't even think they get to that stage. Like, when has Twitch ever thought about doing something or done something and thought about the consequences that it may have on the community?
I got one step ahead of myself.
When have they ever done that? They don't.
See, all I think of when I think of like Twitch HQ, all I see is like Mr. Krabs.
That's it. It's always Mr. Krabs.
It seems like they're making a lot more stupid shit like decisions once they start seeing that negative in front of the balance. Negative something 0.0000. They're like, oh shit.
But speaking of stupid decisions, an interesting thing came out on Twitter this week in regards to Trovo. Lord, you showed me this and it absolutely blew me away. So
not
there
once, but twice this week I saw it.
Twice, yeah. So we know of two. There may be more, but there are some Trovo streamers that are receiving new plaques, much like YouTube, for hitting 100,000 subscribers.
No, 10,000.
Oh, it's 10,000. Sorry, yeah, my bad.
It's 10K.
I mean,
10K
10,000 subscribers. No, it was
subs or?
I'm pretty sure it was subs.
No, followers. 10,000 followers. Trovo Creator Award.
I've had a double dyslexic moment. My apologies. But either way, I mean, but you're getting a plaque for 10,000 followers on a streaming platform.
Yeah. Oh. No.
Like, that's a
I'm sorry, no.
bad thing.
Okay, so hear me out for a minute. When I first went to, so after the Mixer crash, I went to Trovo first. Like that's where I went to, and what drew me there was they had that sense of focus. So they had a community type focus where you looked in the Discord and there was like, hey, you know, Sainted Lord just made 100 follows on the platform. You're like, hey, yeah, great job, man. Like, awesome. You know, that was good because it was there. It was recognition in the Discord. As time got on and the more people from Mixer came into Trovo, that kind of went, gone. We don't care about that anymore. And they lost that touch. Now they're sending out these little glass fucking things with the green logo on it saying, yay, congratulations, you made 10,000 follows. Like,
so they're stealing the idea of YouTube?
I get it. You made 10,000 follows, but why?
Yeah. But do I give them
a 10K badge next to their name, or
the same reason YouTube sends out the play button?
Yeah, like, can I get a fancy little sticker that says "Congrats on 500 followers" on Glimesh? Can I get like a sparkling sticker that I can put on my shirt?
just Stick it on my forehead.
Yeah, fuck. No, I mean, I want something for all of my achievement. Gee.
I mean, I guess in some ways, Trevor, think they're doing a good thing for their community, like their streamers, but you're also breeding disdain within that community as well, because now, you know, like, oh, I'm a new streamer. I've only got 100 follows. How am I ever going to get that when these guys are just going to swamp the fucking platform again?
Yeah.
And it's like one of the comments, where was it? I think it was one I sent to you, Speed. One of the comments on it was, yeah, so this came in the mail today. Amazing 2 years has been some rocky parts. There was something along the lines of, now we'll work harder.
Yeah.
We'll work harder. Streamers, thank you so much for trusting me and following me. Like, hang on, you're going to work harder now. You've got 10K, but you couldn't give that same performance.
No. They're going to work harder now that they've got a fancy new crystal plaque that states that they've got 10,000 followers.
Look at this crystal that says I'm better than you.
Yes.
That's all that is.
And then they go and stick it out on Twitter like, hey, look at me, Twitter, look at me, look over here.
But they'll have that in the background of their stream, you know, and then it's like the whole YouTube thing, you know, you see YouTubers and they've got all their plaques behind them. It's just look how popular I am compared to you.
I can see people like that going and getting a cam and just putting like another little cam overlay just in the corner of the screen, or taking a photo and just sticking it like down there where the side note one is. It's like, you know, look, 10K. It's going to be like there. Hey, 10K.
Yeah.
And it's you know, it's just an ego boost. It's another baby Twitch, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, but that's it. But this is the numbers push, though.
I'm sorry.
You know, this is the same as Twitch's number push, except now there's something physical that you can hold on to.
Yeah. That's right.
To show your achievement. And people are going to want that more than just a digital label that says they've done great.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
you know,
I'd love to see just down the bottom, like where we got side note, you got English mature, then you got the logos. I'd love to just see like a 1K, a 2.5K, 5K, 10K, you know, just a little thing down the bottom. It doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be like massive. It doesn't need to be
the same thing though. Like, is there a point to it? Does it need to be there, or is that just
I mean,
a nice thing to have?
It's just a little janky thing, isn't it?
Maybe an optional thing that people could opt into.
At the end of the day, the numbers shouldn't matter as much as making sure you put out the best content you can.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying like here on Glimesh. I'm just saying in general, like, you know, having that would have been like, if it's Trovo, for example, like down the bottom. I'm not saying Glimesh here. I don't want it on Glimesh. Fuck no, I don't need that shit.
No.
But like on Trovo would have been like, you know, the channel name, blah blah blah. You know, 1K, 2.5K. 5. If you're gonna do it, make it so it's subtle but enough there. Like they did it with the Trovo 500. They did like the T in the circle, you know, to indicate that they were part of that Trovo 500 program. Why not do it on the bottom? Like you don't need to.
So
go
sort of like YouTube subscribers kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, what would the plugs cost? I mean, there's plugs that cost a couple $100 easy.
Yeah,
and then you got the postage to God knows where in the world. Plus, you got the little box that they go in, and you got, you know, all that effort. Like, why?
To make people feel special and want them to stay on the platform.
Oh, look, I got a silver play button. Look at me.
Yeah. But that's it. Well, now they've got to go for the next one. So there'll be that big push to the next big number. Whatever.
And then the next one after that.
Be. Yeah. There's always going to be a push.
Well, you'd guess the next one will be like 25 and then 50, then 100.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
seriously.
YouTube does it's 100,000 for the silver play button subscribers.
Yeah.
And then it's 1 million subscribers for the gold one. And then you get the diamond play button at 10 million subscribers.
Mil. Yeah, 10 mil.
But I mean, that's not a bad concept though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, for the amount of effort that you put into YouTube, like just getting to 100,000 subscribers is a huge ordeal.
That's what I mean. So like, if Side Note ever got to that 100,000, I mean, yeah, that'd be a freaking bonus. Like, that'd be like, yeah, that's really cool. Like,
I mean, firstly, I'd be like, how? I'd be like, but like, this is just sheer follows. Like, this is not like anything monetized related. This is just follows. Like,
that's right.
this is going to cause a problem where people are just going to just go on essential
Follow bots.
follow raids and just go around following a whole swag ton of people, and there's not a damn thing that Trovo can do to stop it.
It's also
know what?
follow for follow.
Yep, I was just about to say you breed that follow for follow atmosphere. Yep, that's exactly what you do.
Yep. It's going to end bad.
It's
there's
it's
no
just
good outcome for this.
it's a sad affair when that's what you look at, and you can see it from the outside. You can just see it's going to breed that kind of mentality, I guess, is the thing. It's going to breed that really bizarre type behavior based around a little piece of glass, honestly.
Yeah. But moving on. We seem to be talking about that for a long time. So a while ago, we covered some leaks about Call of Duty Warzone apparently integrating Godzilla and King Kong into the game. There was some art that apparently had been leaked in regards to that. Turns out the leak was correct, and both the larger-than-life creatures will appear in the game in an Operation Monarch update. So, Call of Duty Warzone, everyone. It just keeps getting better. Moving on
Can
from
they
that,
not
though,
stick their foot in the shit?
They're just trying to do what Fortnite's doing. Like Fortnite is like, oh, we
pretty
got The
much.
Rock, and then Call of Duty's like, oh yeah, well we got Godzilla.
And they're doing the
King
one-up
Kong.
special.
And King
One-up
Kong.
special.
Yeah.
So this is
Fucking hell.
probably the most interesting one, and this is probably going to take us the rest of the show if we talk about this. So Microsoft and Sony are looking at integrating ads into free-to-play games. Already concerning within itself. Microsoft has stated, we are always looking for ways to improve the experience for players and developers. Microsoft is aware that inserting ads into games could be bothersome to users, which is why it's taking a cautious approach to the idea and is planning to create a private marketplace where only select brands would be able to buy ad space and display ads in a way that don't disrupt gameplay. Sources note that Microsoft doesn't plan on taking a cut of ad revenue and is instead focusing on building out of the Xbox ad network. Microsoft reportedly intends to allow the game developers and ad tech company to share the revenue from the ads. One of the sources speculated that the reason Microsoft isn't interested in taking a cut of the ad revenue is because it wants to give developers of free-to-play games more opportunities to make money. Thankfully, though, there's a little more information on the Sony side of things, with insiders saying Sony is experimenting with technology that will inject in-game ads into supported titles. They've stated that the idea is to encourage developers to keep building free-to-play games, which have soared in the pandemic, by giving them a way to monetize them. The goal is for advertising to appear like it's part of the game itself, as part of billboards or posters, for example. There could also be rewards attached to watching specific promos, such as XP boosts or in-game currency, similar to what you see on smartphones. There's also word that Sony is considering charging developers and publishers for data on consumer activity. This...
Okay.
There's a
I see
whole
some
mess.
alarm bells straight away.
Yeah.
I see alarm bells straight away. You're talking free-to-play games. Now, okay, the top 3 free-to-play games. Fortnite, Apex, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop playing the fucking game to stand there and watch a billboard and get shot in the back. No. No, that makes no sense. Now,
So
here's the other problem, though, is those free-to-plays have a purchase option. As in Fortnite, you can buy Fortnite. You don't necessarily have to play the free-to-play.
Not only that, but they're littered with microtransactions.
Yes.
Right. But those games you can actually pay for. So they're not technically free-to-play if they're in the market to buy. So how are they going to distinctly make
Sorry. Okay, so
free-to-play
Fortnite
games?
Base game, yes, you pay for. Fortnite Battle Royale, you don't have to pay for. That's free.
Right, but if you buy the game, you get that anyway.
Yes. So all right. So I would expect Sony out of the two to come up with the most wanky way possible to show ads in an
Yep.
indiscreet manner.
I'm thinking
That
loading
will-
screens.
Yeah, that will force you to do something to watch an ad or look at a billboard, and you gain XP from that. Like it'll highly encourage you to do so. Microsoft, on the other hand,
Maybe this is the answer to your. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. Microsoft.
I was going to say maybe this is the
faith
answer to
in.
Yake's GT7.
Maybe. Like Microsoft, I have more faith in. I would believe that Microsoft would do it in a very reasonable way. Yes, it's probably going to be off-putting seeing adverts and shit in weird places. I have more faith in them doing the right thing in regards to ads and games.
I'm probably
I know
going to play
you
devil's advocate here. I don't see
I know.
either of them actually doing it with any justice. I don't.
I know.
I mean, to be fair, Sony and Microsoft are both out there making acquisitions all over the fucking place right now, and they're probably in talks with another 15 more companies to take them over, make them studios and all that kind of shit. Do they really need to put ads in? If they paid the developer for their games and the games got marketed properly and people bought the game, they wouldn't need to be giving the developers a chance to make more fucking money.
I mean,
So stop overcharging for a game and give it properly.
I'm already envisioning this future. Okay, so we're 10 years from now, right? GTA 6 is finally released, and you're driving you're driving down the road, and you got like the radio on, and you're just like listening to the music, and a real ad comes on instead of those like fake GTA ads. Like all the ads,
hold up.
But
real ads.
Rockstar, all right. For starters, Rockstar
up.
wouldn't do that.
But GTA's already said they're going to have a subscription, so it's not going to be a free to play game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
You
gonna
won't get the ads.
in there.
Right. So I don't know. Put it into more realistic terms, right? Let's say Forza Motorsport 8. It releases. It's free to play, right? But there are fucking ads everywhere. Like I know it's not going to happen, but just hypothetically, because we don't know which games are going to be affected. I mean, even games like Fortnite Battle Royale, that they make so much money off microtransactions, they don't need ads. That game is self-sustainable. They could just leave that alone and not touch it ever again.
But I don't think there's any need for ads in any free-to-play game. I mean, they've all got enough microtransactions. If it comes down to it, just don't take a revenue cut from the fucking microtransactions. Simple as that. Let the developer take 100%.
I think the problem is this is coming from the mobile gaming market, which is absolutely huge right now. And forced ads in those games work. People don't really complain about them. They watch the ads, they get the XP boost, they get the free premium currency for watching those ads. And it's extremely profitable for those developers. And they want to bring that same revenue stream into the traditional gaming market, and it's all about getting them more revenue.
But it's like, oh, watch this ad and you get 5 minutes of double XP or something. It's like that's enticing, for a 30-second ad.
But you can't bring that to a console. A mobile game's like 200 kilobytes. A fucking console game is 150 gigabytes. Like you can't bring it to a console game.
You think that would work? Like, you're playing Fortnite. And
absolutely
watch an ad for free V-Bucks. Like
the only way you could do it in something like Fortnite is, but the only way you could do it in such a way would be do it in a lobby. You couldn't do it in a game, which takes out 90% of your player base anyway.
Oh no, you wouldn't do it in gameplay.
No, it would be like while you're matchmaking, watch this ad for double XP in your next round.
Yeah,
nah. That would be way too janky and shit.
That's how it works on mobile games.
That is exactly how it
but we're talking mobile. There you don't have the multiplayer aspect on a mobile. It's not going to work. Everyone's internet connection, everyone's You know, like if the ad takes 30 seconds, the bus only takes 35 seconds to get across the map.
No, I'm
You know,
saying
you can't
it would
jump
happen like before matchmaking, like before you get into the lobby.
Yeah, it would be
It
before
would
you
play
even
the ad
started
and then
loading
start
it.
the matchmaking procedure.
But
Yeah.
that still wouldn't work because when you finish the game, you go straight back to the lobby. You don't get to see those ads, so you're not going to get in there anyway. So the ads are basically negligible at that point.
They would find a way.
They would.
Apex have got their little thing down the bottom left that cycles, but I don't think that's more. You see, that's more like the Twitch ad idea in picture, not so much an advertising within game. But I don't see like Gran Turismo, for example.
Mhm.
Like I could see them using the billboards on the side.
Yeah.
Like if you drove up to it and then pressed X, you know, or square, triangle, whatever, and you grab that 50 XP.
Yeah.
Like if you could work that into a race, like bang, got it, keep going. You know, you would create a different thing. But
I could see.
I don't see.
Like you sit there, you're at your main page, and you get there, and there's a notification that says, "Watch this 30-second ad for 50% more credits for the next hour."
Hmm.
That's how it would work. That's how it works on mobile games.
Yeah.
That's how it would work in the console game.
I don't see a
could
good
see
way
it.
to implement it for console.
There would be ways, and I guarantee it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah, whether it's through watch an ad and get boosts, watch an ad and get premium currency, it's inevitable.
In the end,
that's the other thing. Obtain in chat there. He says, I hate when I play a mobile game and select I don't want to watch an ad, and then it forces an ad anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck. Like, make it work properly. Like, if it's going to work, it's got to work properly.
Mind you, on mobile games, it bombards you with pop-ups. Like,
right.
If you go to do something, you've accidentally clicked on an ad because it popped up just before you touch the screen, and then you're going to watch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't see ads on console games being as predatory as they are on mobile games, but I can 100% see that situation where you log into the game and it's like, watch this 30-second ad to get double boost for the next hour or 2 hours, whatever the window is.
I can see that happening.
I just don't see how they can do it smart. That's all. I think that's the problem. Console's too big a variety.
But in the end, it comes down to developer choice anyway.
Yes.
So it will be down to the developer whether they want to implement such things or not. Most indie devs doing free-to-play games are probably going to just shy away from it and not touch it.
But that's the other thing too. Why wouldn't you want to promote the indie devs if you're going to have a select market within there? Why wouldn't you approach the indie guys and get them to promote indie games? It seems like they only want to hit the big ones, you know.
Because those are the ones that make them the most money.
But they're not taking money from the cut. That's the thing. All the cut goes to the developer anyway. So why would they not want? Because we were talking with Longplay about that Xbox Arcade.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the ideal sort of situation where you could pluck those guys out of there and stick them on a billboard, stick them, you know, hey, have you checked out this latest game from our indie dev, you know?
Yeah.
Show the ad, and then people go and look it up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be a very, very stealthy way to put them in without being intrusive in any way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to be so much backlash. It won't be funny.
We'll see. We'll probably see something in the next 6 months. No doubt.
No matter what they do, no matter if they do it smartly, no matter if they do it non-intrusively, all it's going to do is make people mad because now there's an ad in there.
Yeah. Everyone hates ads.
Yeah.
So, interesting news. I found this interesting. Portal 1 and 2 co-writer Eric Walpole has shared his desire to begin work on Portal 3. But warns it may be tough to actually get started at Valve. He said, I'm not getting any younger. We are reaching the point where it's crazy to think that we're literally going to be too old to work on Portal 3, so we should just do it. No, absolutely. He also went on to say how difficult it would be to rustle up the team required to even get the project done, and even asked whether it would be worth it from a financial standpoint. And I guess that's the nail in the coffin, really. I mean, you got, all this team at Steam or Valve, and they're just working constantly on all of the stuff that they're working on. How do you drag a team away to work on a game?
But not
And,
only that, though, like, where, like, okay, so there's been such a big gap between 2 and 3. Like, he's got to look at the market that he's going to be appealing to, and it's going to be a very small market.
Oh, like,
I mean, there's still going to be like the old guys, like you were like,
No.
yeah,
I mean-
but it was aimed around our sort of era.
Yeah.
You're going to look at people now, like the younger kids, like your boys, for example. They're more playing the newer games and stuff like that. They're not interested in that puzzle shit.
I'll say this.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I saw a thread on Reddit earlier this week. It was, I forget which one it was, but it was someone asking about Minecraft, why the achievement for making a cake was called "It's a Lie," and it was just like, wait, people don't know that reference. I was like,
that's my point. So you're going to make a new game that no one's going to understand, and they're going to load up and go, well, this is shit. There's nothing new. There's no guns. There's no jump. I don't want this, and I'll just get rid of it. And it's
there should be a list on the internet of games that people should play in their lifetime. Just that list needs to be seen by everyone, right? Portal, Portal 2, definitely on that list, right?
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, if you make a game now, they're appealing to this generation.
Yeah, but
they're not
also
trying to appeal to
but games these days. But they do. It's games these days reference games back in like the gaming heyday. The early games. Right. They make references to all of those things that people these days are just not going to get. They're just going to be like, "Oh, that was a weird line in the story. I don't understand."
Yeah,
that's my point. You're not appealing to them. Like, you just said, like, what is it? Why is a cake in Minecraft called it? Like, why is the achievement called this? It's like, if you're that young and you don't understand that reference, then a new game based around that particular game, it's probably not going to be something you're going to play.
And
that's the sad part about it is
but there's still a huge Portal community, though. You have to understand that. Like, they're
right, but that's all the old guys. Community. It's not the young guys. You're not getting,
but it's still getting
younger
noticed.
Kids coming and going, "What's Portal? I played Portal and I love it." You're getting the older generation.
Yeah,
and yes, that's still... a poke. You're an older generation.
But like, there's still people speedrunning Portal and Portal 2. Like,
right, I get that, but they're older gen gamers. They're not the newer generation.
Yeah, because the newer generation are lazy and they don't like puzzle games. But they're missing out on so much.
You're right. That's my point. So he's going to make a Portal 3 that's going to be appealing to a handful of people in the niche market.
If they announced that Portal 3 was coming out next year, I'd put a down payment on that bitch. I couldn't care what the story was.
That would be a day order for me. Portal 3.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's appealing to the older generation. And unfortunately, the new generation, which is the current generation, is not interested in it. So it's just going to.
I don't give a shit about puzzle games.
Yeah, but that's where but that's where they don't. That's where these like Easter eggs and shit. Yeah, but that's where these Easter eggs sort of come to play because they inject these older references into games. Then people are like, "Oh, what's this?" If say they were playing Fortnite and there was just a random companion cube sitting in the corner of a warehouse. They'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" They'd look it up and be like, "Oh, it's a companion cube from Portal." And then, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that's not
and
a bad
look
game."
at the year it was made and be like, "Oh, that was like so like 2000." My granddad used to play that.
Yeah,
they're not going to go, "Oh, Portal, I've got to go and get that." No, they're going to go complete the opposite way and go, "Ooh, fuck that, I don't want that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's not even in fucking 2K. It's like 720p.
And to those people, get fucked. Like, I played the original. I had an Atari when I was younger.
He's an older gen gamer.
Mate, I had an Atari. I played the blocky style games. I loved the shit out of those games. And I've seen all the generations of gaming up until this point. I love it all. just to be so closed off to the heritage of gaming is just a violation.
You know what? I can't wait for when your kids have kids and you're sitting down telling your grandkids about an Atari and what was involved.
Oh,
I would love to hear that conversation.
I've had conversations with my kids about certain technologies, and they're like, "What? Really?" Like, yes, that was the thing back then.
Miffa, was it Long Play last week? Actually, threw me way back when he said, "Oh yeah, I was programming on cassette," and I'm thinking, "Oh fucking Jesus, I remember cassette." Putting the cassette in and locking it down and typing play. I remember all that before Windows.
I remember when
I'm
Windows came on a floppy disk.
Mhm.
Floppy disks.
Discs. I hated them.
Yes. Plural.
Yeah. Well, what about? I mean, okay, going a little bit sidetracked, but Elder Scrolls Lost Odyssey, that was over 4 discs on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was unheard of back in those days.
Yeah,
you know?
but back then it was like, damn, that's a huge game, and we just sort of accepted it as a thing.
I still remember.
We didn't question it.
When I got Call of Duty 2, this is before they put games on DVDs. Call of Duty 2 had 6 CDs that you needed to install the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Remember
GTA 5 had 2.
GTA 5 had 2, yeah.
Had 2 dual layer DVDs. So like, it's like,
okay. That went grand with space.
I mean, but there was even talks that, what? I think there was a game that was coming out on newer gen consoles where it was, I think it was like the Xbox One, PS4 era, that it was going to be like multiple dual layer Blu-rays or some shit. Like it was ridiculously huge. I can't remember what it was. But
yeah, I can't remember. But I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, old school doesn't matter anymore, Speed.
That's a lie. Old school always matters.
Just because you like nostalgia, these kids these days don't care about it, buddy.
Without old school gaming, we wouldn't have gaming as we know today. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
I mean, if all the kids looked back over the games they play now and what we used to play, they'd be like, "Oh, that's a remake."
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, same as all your music. Like the kids come out and go, "Dad, check this new song out," and I'm like, "Yeah, we'll listen to that 88, 80." I'm like, "Here's the original."
Yeah,
it's. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, gaming doesn't evolve; it just changes shape.
Yeah.
And one game that is definitely on that market is House of the Dead. I remember going into the arcades and playing House of the Dead. I loved the shit out of it. Now it's on all platforms. It's been remastered. Developed by Forever Entertainment and Megapixel Studio, the 1997 rail shooter has been given enhanced visuals, a new horde mode that increases the on-screen enemy count, updated controls that don't include the light gun. Big sad. 2-player local co-op, a photo mode, gallery, leaderboards, and achievements. Most people wouldn't even know what a light gun is. It was the best fucking thing that ever came to gaming, honestly.
This is what I'm saying. This is a game that appeals to the older gen, not the new gen.
I remember PlayStation, point blank. You could get your light guns. Man, that was the game. That was the game that you had if you had a PlayStation.
What about Duck Hunt on the old Nintendo?
Oh, yeah, with the old... Yeah. Oh, man.
See? Nostalgia right there. Yates is looking at the camera like, anyway. Duck Hunt?
Are we going to bring back the Power Glove next?
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, House of the Dead remake is...
But I know about it.
House of the Dead remake is available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S, PlayStation 4, PS5, Steam, GOG, and for some reason, Stadia. Don't know why. So, Skate 4 has made headlines, finally. Not only did some footage leak of the series' upcoming 4th installment, Additional details have begun to emerge, with a new report suggesting Skate 4 will let players build skate parks together in free skate mode as part of an emphasis on user-generated content. This will all happen in real time. And people have stated that this feature is just sheerly amazing from people who have had hands-on experience with it.
Why can I just
Unfortunately-
see that being a complete dick move? Like you're skating with your mate and all of a sudden you stick a brick wall in front of him.
Well, yeah. But I mean, that's the fun of it, though, isn't it? You know, that's the fun of it. You know, there's going to be people
You're skating along and then you put in a drop ramp and he's like, it's just
So, unfortunately, apart from a few teasers, we haven't heard much since its development started in June of 2020. I would suspect we will hear some more about it probably later this year, if I had to take a guess, especially if there's leaked photos and videos of it. Oh, excuse me. A new game is released on Nintendo Switch. It's a good one. Nintendo Switch seem to be like really nailing it lately.
they're pushing the boundaries.
They're called Waifu Impact. Waifu Impact is a single-player and third-person shooter video game set on a desert island paradise. Quoted from the website. Please, this is from the website. It's so hot, so why don't you come to Waifu Island? The cutest girls are waiting for you. Let's have some fun. Water gun in hand, find all the stars and unlock the 6 beautiful girls. Increase your affinity with the girls, defeating your enemies with them, and then check out the gallery to see what they have for you. End quote. And,
Yeah.
so if bikini-clad water gun third-person shooters is for you, check that out. Apparently, it's $4.99.
I guess every game idea has an audience somewhere.
There seems to be quite an audience for that. I mean, this is it is like anime and whatnot. So I mean, it sort of falls into Nintendo quite easily.
This just reminds me of like how popular that like beach volleyball game was in the early 2000s. Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the subsequent mods that followed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all that reminds me of. I'm just like thinking back. I remember like watching G4 TV back then, and just like every day it was just like, oh, Dead or Alive. And I'm like, why are people playing this?
The same thing happened with
at the time. So.
But weirdly enough, the same thing happened with Resident Evil. I think it was 6 and 7. There was some interesting mods for that. Anyway, moving on. So 2K Games is reportedly looking to take on developers Psyonix's Rocket League, and is currently developing its own spin on the four-wheeled football formula titled Gravity Goal. That'll supposedly switch out the cars in favor of Tron-like bikes. Futuristic and high-energy based vibe. Players will be able to damage their opponent's bikes by hitting them with a hockey puck-like disc. This will supposedly also either slow down or stop any vehicle it hits. Interesting. I can't see it being anywhere close to Rocket League by any means. I'll have a look at it, but the fact that it's from 2K Games is just no.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll probably check it out. I'll probably look at it like we did with that Turbo Golf Race. I mean, I'll probably have a look at it.
And
see what it's about.
On that, Turbo Golf Racing, if you haven't and you want to quickly do it, I don't know if you'll be able to sign up to the beta today.
No, not now.
But it does end today, and it is fun. Frustratingly fun. It is a good game.
If you're a Rocket League player, don't take your Rocket League brain into it.
yeah, it kind of breaks everything. Just sort of go in there, blank slate, learn the controls. It's pretty
It's
good.
actually a really fun game. It's golfing, but more race aspects. So you got to race to the hole. Like you got to get your ball in there first. That's the concept.
Yeah, it's like Rocket
It's a
League
lot of fun.
cross speed golf.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Way. Yeah.
Poor speed. Didn't have much joy with it over the weekend.
I've got two quick bits, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, I don't know if you saw this week, we got a release date for Diablo Immortal coming out on June 2nd.
That's the mobile version.
Yeah, and we're also getting a PC beta for that on the same day it comes out officially on mobile. So you'll be able to cross-play with mobile and PC at the same time for Diablo Immortal.
Because they knew that people were going to make an emulator for it on PC anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they preempted it and went, no, well, it's coming out on PC.
Yeah. So when Diablo Immortal comes out, you will be able to. I've already signed up myself for the PC beta for that.
So I'm going
that out. And then one more thing. This Tuesday, Blizzard is making an announcement for the 2 Warcraft mobile games they've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
So interested to see.
Is the
comes out of that.
Where's that? Is that just a website? Where do they find that?
Diablo Immortal. It is on the Battle.net launcher.
Oh.
There you go, guys. Get on to that one.
So Diablo Immortal is coming out June 2nd. So you can go to the launcher right now. I did it myself. You can sign up for the PC beta. So when that game comes out, you will be able to access it on PC as well.
You lost me when you said Battle.net launcher.
Let's former Blizzard launcher.
No. I know. I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just
like it. So Konami Holdings Corporation is looking to change its name. They've stated, since its establishment, the company has expanded its business as a pioneer in the Japanese entertainment industry and now operates in 4 business segments: digital entertainment, amusement, games and systems, and sports. In marking the company's 50th anniversary since its establishment, we will change the trade name so that we, along with its group companies, will continue to take on new challenges and strive for further growth as a sustainable company. So the Konami name filter off into existence, out of existence. It'll disappear. Unknown what the name's going to be. But
no,
Konami
they put it in the story.
Did they really?
Konami Holdings Group.
Perhaps I missed that.
It was Konami Holding Group or Holdings Group or some shit.
So it's still going to be called
It was like
Konami.
You changed literally one word in the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't notice it. Well, there you go. Still Konami. Fucking I was wrong. Shoot myself in the foot. It's fine.
Just looking for. No, just trying to quickly scour through it. Yeah, nothing that really pops off the page. I did read that on another feed, and it was something like Konami Holding Group or something like that. And I was like, you change one word in it, and it's a name change. Like, come on now.
Apparently so. I mean, you change any more than that, you're probably going to pay a lot of money just to change that name. So we'll do this one to wrap it all up. Right. That we're going to touch on that next episode. I can tell you that there's so much that needs to be said about that. We were not gonna, unless we want to go for like 5 hours, man. Like this. No. So to wrap everything off, Bored Ape Yacht Club, the best known collection of NFT art, has been hacked.
Good.
The Bored Ape Yacht Club's Instagram page and Discord were hacked, and the culprit sent out messages on both about a new mint of NFTs and what's called a land sale to pilfer ape holders' wallets. Many customers were suckered by the official seeming messages, however, and clicked on a link connecting their wallet, which then transferred its ape contents to the hackers. Rough estimated losses due to the scam are 4 bored apes, 6 mutant apes, and 3 BAKC, as well as assorted other NFTs estimated at a total value of $3 million.
Oh no, they stole my JPEGs.
So the suckers got sucked in.
They're not JPEGs, they're NFTs. Get it right,
They're
man. It's
JPEGs.
worth money.
Notice I chose my words pretty well there. The suckers got sucked in.
Yeah, the scammers got scammed.
I mean,
it
but
could have
like,
got a very sideways motion right there.
already, like, people are paying ridiculous amounts of money for these ape NFTs. Like,
yeah,
ridiculous. I don't.
No.
NFTs, just leave them a fuck alone. Don't do it. Don't buy into it.
I will say this: I'm actually very glad that like Twitter added this feature where you can like make an NFT or profile pic, and it like changes the shape of your icon, so I know who to block on Twitter.
So you're too rich. I
Nice,
can't
I
talk
like
to
it.
you. Block.
Oh, look, that's an NFT picture. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, I thought that would be a funny one to end on for today.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. Once again, thank you all for being here. Make sure you follow those socials. Hit up the YouTube. Just a follow. The video will be up later today.
Yes.
Don't forget, if you want to be part of the Discord, come and hang out, potentially be a special guest, hit us up in there. As always, here, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Sunday. Only on Glimesh. And as always, thank you guys. We'll appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Everyone.